Alright guys, welcome to my humble castle. Now, my turf isn't too impressive, but I've been hearing a lot of videos lately about familiars, so we're going to go over here and focus on some of this stuff. Not that I am authoritative on familiars by any means, but I've made a lot of mistakes with familiars. A lot of mistakes. So as you can see here, I've got 2 spires, 2 gems, and then the rest of these springs. So when you first start out with familiars, right, there's a whole lot of unknowns. It took a little bit to figure it all out. You essentially do your familiar research, so that way you can go ahead and unlock them. My familiar research isn't great. Like, I just rushed down so that way I could unlock pack 3 recently, but for the longest time I stayed at pack 2. So first you do your research, so that way you can unlock all this stuff, and then once you unlock it all, then you go to your spires and you merge packs, and you have several packs to merge. I haven't unlocked 4 yet. And really what you want to do is you want to focus on the familiars that are right for you. So like for this account, in pack 1, right, the only one that does me any good for my account and trying to do the things that I want to do, and really it should be the first familiar anyone trains at all, is Aquarius. And this guy with this skill, right, this is what you want. So this is what you should focus on more than anything, especially when you're first starting out, because this familiar gives you 60 to 120 brave hearts every 12 hours once he's maxed out. And that is amazing, because even right now most of my heroes still aren't gold. Even the ones on my wall, I just recently got Black Crow to purple. So, and Aquarius has been a huge help for that. I know, I don't have him maxed out either. That's because I'm dumb, right? Remember, don't make the mistakes that I made. But he's been a huge help with this skill. So, and by the way, a little off tangent. So I have my snowman. I got my snowman to level 3. The max that you can get him, and it said that, and maybe I read it wrong, but it said that with the higher level snowman, essentially the better gifts you get. So my login bonus today is 2 8-hour trainings, right? Now in my alt account, my snowman is a level 2 snowman, and I get the same exact gifts. So I don't understand what the difference between the level 2 and the level 3 is outside of decorations, which decorations are really nice. I do like that, but yeah, in regards to gifts, I don't understand the difference between a level 2 and a level 3. Back to the familiars. So I have the 2 spires, so that way really it just lets me merge more packs. So for pack 3s, it's a little over a day to get them merged, which isn't bad for me because I'm kind of lazy. So that helps me out just to keep on top of it and make sure that I'm able to keep merging. In regards to gear, I have some familiar gear. This stuff right here, guys, this is really what you want to focus on, especially for like free-to-play players. I didn't even know this is completely free-to-play. Minus this part for getting it to mythic, but this gear is completely free to play. In order to get this up to gold, you just got to do a lot of gathering, and that's fantastic in regards to your familiar gear. So definitely it makes a huge difference having this stuff on. So I have 2 gyms right now, working on getting them up to level 25, and most people won't need this, as most of you know, I'm sure. Like, I focus on my wall, which I know is predominantly fruitless, especially the higher up in might I get, because the moment I get rallied, that wall is going to crumble in a heartbeat. But I'm already committed, so that's what we're going to do. But training these guys, it takes a ton to get it from 59 to 60, which that's where research comes in, and that's where your your gyms come in. So the higher your gym, the higher your training bonus. So at some point, as I start trying to power level these guys, I may end up actually getting rid of some of these springs and put a couple more gyms up. I'll probably never train more than 2 familiars at a time, regardless of how many gyms I have, just because of hero allocation to them. So the higher up that this guy gets, you know, the more or the slower it takes. So if I take 2 heroes from this guy's training, let me see if I can. So we can't see it, but I have 27 heroes on this hero, or on this familiar right now. And so if I took 7 of them and started training a lower level familiar that I wanted to work on, like Mole Shaman, for instance, right? I'm able to go ahead and start getting more on Mole Shaman without taking a whole lot away from the primary familiar that I'm training. Alright, so like I said, in regards to familiars, the very first familiar you want to focus on, that I think everyone should focus on no matter what, is Aquarius. Now, as you move into Pack 2, right, this is where things get a little interesting. So a lot of people, myself included, see Pyrus, and they're like, oh man, Blazing Trail, the best skill ever, right? So you get this guy up to Elder, you got, you know, you can kill up to 12,500 troops. Amazing. It's not amazing at all. At all. Trust me. So I sat here and I rushed Pyrus, and I wasted so much time training this dude. So much time. Because he is like the special guy in the pack, if you will. So he drops even less medals or runes or whatever they call them. So his rune drop rate is lower, so you gotta train even more to get him. And then his rune requirement, as he goes from, you know, up to adult and then to elder, is higher than anyone else in that particular group of Pack 2. Everyone wants this, right? I can't tell you guys enough, it's not worth it. The time that you're gonna spend to level him, the resources you're going to spend to merge the packs to get the runes, and the payout for actually using him is just not there. Do not waste your time. Most people, you know, if you're going to be stuck in Pack 2 for a while, I strongly recommend getting the Sorcerer. Outside of like Harpy and Sorcerer, I wouldn't waste a lot of time in Pack 2. So I would focus Pack 1 on getting Aquarius, right? And then as you're doing research, blow through Pack 2, and Pack 3 is really where you want to spend a lot of your time. Now, things start to get beneficial. For me, Mole Shaman is where it's at, because his rapid repair skill, in 2 days, you can go from 0 wall HP to 100% wall HP, which, in my opinion, for wall traps, is a game changer. Because right now, it is expensive to get that wall from 0 back to 100% HP without this guy. But for those people that don't have walls or don't care about walls and wall defense is useless, I get it. You have Natural Remedy, which is really, really good, which will increase your infirmary capacity. Trickstar, amazing. Research skills speed boost, you can't go wrong. I mean, 5% is 5%. Like, every little bit helps, especially on those huge researches that you're going to be doing. He does increase range attack, which is good for me because of my wall. But the best part about your Trickstar is you get Holy Stars, though, because I need a ton of stars and I'm always out of them. So I mean, to get some free stars just for the investment of getting this guy leveled up, I think it's completely worth it. And then people say the Griffin is really good. I've seen, and I need to try and find the video. I think it was by Worthy Prince, about a trap account that used this familiar, where they would go ahead and they would send all of their gatherers out, and then he would be sitting on a ton of resources, no anti-scout. So somebody would eventually scout him, find it, see that he's empty, because all of his troops were out gathering on tiles, and then as armies started marching in thinking that he was a bank and thinking that they were going to raid him, he would use this skill here, and he would recall his troops in an instant, and then he would random out, forcing all the armies to hit it, and he would just be eating like 6 or 7 marches at a time, just gone. It was super interesting. If I can find it, I will link to it below in the description, because that was a fascinating video. Very clever trap. Oh, and so one of the reasons, while we're still here, that I say Pyrrhus is an expensive, useless bastard is these. So you need to fuse ancient cores together in order to use his offensive skill. So in order to fuse them together, you need at least 5 is 1 skill stone. Alright, so it takes 5 skill stones, which you predominantly can only get from packs, let's just be honest. Like, yeah, you can kind of get some from certain hell events if you can manage to swing those, but let's be honest, you get them from packs. And so 1 skill stone is 1 shot with Pyrrhus's offensive skill. So let's just stay here for instance. So you click on him, I want to go ahead and shoot, but it's only going to kill tier 1 troops, unless there are no tier 1 troops. But these days, every player is stacked with T1s, even if it's just to send out to gather or what have you, or leftover. There's not a lot of players out there, especially players worth using this skill on, which is, you know, what, like 5,000 gems minimum for this shot. You know, it's just not worth it. You know, killing 5,000 to 7,000 T1 is absolutely nothing when you're launching this at 100+ million might player. The only time Pyrrhus actually becomes worth it is if you have a squad of him, and like half of your guild has Pyrrhus unlocked, and you coordinate attacks. As a single player, using this as an individual, it's worthless. But if you can coordinate a Pyrrhus attack, then there may start being some value there. If you're going to put that kind of an investment in, you might as well just get Grim Reaper. Granted, he is a level 4 packed familiar, and he will take a lot more resources to get, but Grim Reaper's Kiss of Death, 20 to 50,000 highest tiered troops. So those will be your tier 4s, your tier 3s, you know, 20 to 50,000, that's going to hurt. No matter who you hit. So yeah, it's more expensive. It'll take more time to unlock this particular familiar and definitely get it, this familiar leveled up. But if you're going to be spending time, you know, I can't see a lot of people that have a ton of time to sit in pack 2 working on Pyrrhus. They're better off just plowing ahead, spending a bunch of time in pack 3, getting the familiars that actually bring a lot of value for, you know, their research cost, and then moving ahead to pack 4, and then getting Grim Reaper if they want that kind of offensive capability, or if they can coordinate with their guild and get some sort of a volley going on. I definitely think that route makes more sense. Like I said, I'm not the authoritative person on familiars. I've just made a lot of mistakes with my familiars. So I'm just trying to help. So if anyone has any questions at all, any comments, any critiques, you know, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to have some discussion. So we argue back and forth in the guild all the time about who to what to train, to when, to why, and then our general consensus: focus on Aquarius when you're first getting going. Pretty much skip over most of pack 2, and then focus most of your time on a lot of the pack 3 familiars. And then if you can, one day get to your pack 4, because there's a lot of really good stuff in here. I'm not even gonna go over it. And there you go. So thanks for watching. Like I said, any questions, any comments, any discussions, I'd love to have those conversations in the comments. Thanks a lot.